This review has been approved by Lord Carnage. Banished from Earth Plastic Game Room broadcasts from the Intergalactic Space Arcade on its never-ending mission to review everything. It's classic game room time. Are you a professional Super Nintendo player? If not, just stop watching now because this controller is more than you can handle. Welcome to the Cool Kids Club. Welcome to the QuickShot. Alright, so check it out. This is a Super Nintendo. Like a regular Nintendo, except it's even more super. It's got a cool eject button. And super games, like Super Mario World, is this gamepad super enough to play Super Mario World? What about these other games? We have Street Fighter 2, that's pretty super. Street Combat, not quite as super as Street Fighter 2. Here's another Street Fighter 2. But this one's turbo, and it belongs to Wind Squid. We've got Paperboy on the Super Nintendo. Hyper Zone, that's pretty super. And so is Darius Twin. What super controller should we super use to play all these super games? Well, I've got one here that showed up in the mail called the QuickShot for professional players. Professional Super Nintendo players. Where can you get a job playing Super Nintendo? Seems like a pretty cool occupation if you can get it. The QuickShot is like an arcade-style joystick. It's got select, start, and slow motion for cheating, as well as the 4 Super Nintendo buttons. See? X, A, Y, and B. And the top 2 buttons have been moved here. There, see that? That's this one. And there's Turbo Fire, of course. Because you always need Turbo Fire, but more importantly, the QuickShot has suction cups. This is model number QS-190, made in China, QC passed, and it gives you a nice amount of cable that you can plug right into the front of your Super Nintendo. I love suction cups. The problem is, it still slides around on a smooth surface, but at least it won't pull right off, right? Not terribly useful, but hey, at least they tried, right? That's okay. Let's zoom in for a super close-up of the QuickShot joystick. Not bad, doesn't feel as nice as an actual arcade machine, but they rarely do. I'm not so sure about the styling on this one. Looks like the extreme close-up of a Lego brick, if you ask me, but it's not uncomfortable. And it's nice for some games that they've moved the L and the R buttons up here, but let's take a look at this thing in action, the QuickShot for professional players. What you need is super glue to glue this onto something. These suction cups don't do shit. You always win with the QuickShot, except those times you lose. Yes! I'm a professional Super Nintendo player. The fact is, the QuickShot for professional players is pretty good. It works really well for Street Fighter 2. It's great to get the L1 and R1 up on top with the other buttons. And I'm not sure what year this was released, but probably the early 90s during the Street Fighter 2 craze. However, the QuickShot also works well for games like Darius Twin, seen here. For a cheap plastic aftermarket controller with suction cups, the joystick is not bad at all. Just don't expect the suction cups to work on jeans, because they don't. For that, you'll want duct tape. Yes. Horrible, these games. Horrible. Oh, no! Oh! That's definitely the controller's fault. Definitely. I blame the QuickShot. Mario's not a professional. Thankfully, I am. And I've got a classic game room shout out and thank you to send to Mary from Westbrook, Maine. Thank you for sending the QuickShot for the Super Nintendo. If you can find it for a good price, it's a nice accessory for the Super Nintendo. I'm the strongest woman in the world.